Last night, Scott Kazmir and the A's snapped their 5-game losing streak to the Seattle Mariners. Kazmir was rolling from the get-go as he retired 21 of the first 22 batters. His battery mate Josh Begley continues to impress as he got a clutch 2-run double early, and the A's continue to pick up wins. The Athletics are hot, winners of 8 of their last 12. They lead the majors in shutouts with 10, and they rank 3rd in total runs scored. Bob Melvin and the boys are a lot better than their record, and with a nice win streak, the Green and Gold could be right back in the thick of the pennant race. It's Game 2. A's Mariners coming up next. Well, the A's were 4-0 winners last night, and they'll try to make it 2 in a row tonight over the Seattle Mariners on a beautiful night for baseball. Jesse Chavez will get the baseball for the Athletics as it's Game 2 of this 4-game series. Fireworks coming up after the ball game. It's the Mariners and the A's coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Eric Chavez, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the A's continue to score plenty of runs, and the good news now is that Billy Butler is getting hot. Eric, he struggled for quite a while, but now we're seeing the Billy Butler that we remember seeing with the Royals.
Yeah, and he had 8 really good seasons with the Kansas City Royals, and right now he's hitting everything, and he's using the whole field to do it. He's a productive hitter. The A's signed him to hit in the middle of the lineup, and he's been doing that. They need him to stay hot for the second half if they're going to get back into this thing.
And Billy Butler back in the cleanup spot, just where he wants to be. And when he's hot, well, that's a good spot for him because he is a run producer. So we'll see if Billy Butler can indeed stay hot. Now, for the Seattle Mariners, they're going to send a lefty, Jay Happ, to the mound. Second straight lefty to face the Athletics. And Happ lately has struggled. In fact, his last win was quite a while ago, and it was against the A's.
Yeah, when you look at Jay Happ, physically he's everything you want. He's tall, he's 6'5", 200 pounds. He's a left-handed thrower. He's got a good fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Surprisingly, over his career, he's been 45-48 with only 1 winning season. That was back in 2009 with the Philadelphia Phillies, where he's 12-4. So he's 3-5 currently, looking to improve on that record tonight.
All right, and he'll make his 3rd start of the year against the Athletics. So Jay Happ and Jesse Chavez is your pitching matchup tonight for Game 2 of the series. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back.
Barbecue and baseball and happy 4th of July weekend. Yeah!
Sportsnet California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to the O.co Coliseum. It's game 2 of the 3-game series. As it's night before the 4th of July, we'll have fireworks after the game, an earlier start tonight. So we'll see a little more sunshine and maybe a little bit more difficult for the outfielders, at least for the first couple innings. Our game time weather for tonight is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. It's a beautiful night. 72 degrees, a nice breeze to keep it cool. As Jesse Chavez takes the hill, and the A's are looking for that winning streak. They've been playing very good baseball as of late, but still 8 games under the 500 mark. Here's the starting lineup tonight for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Logan Morrison's going to lead off. He's at first. Austin Jackson hits second and plays center field. Then it's Cano, Cruz, and Seager, the big 3 in the middle of the Mariners lineup. Seth Smith is in left, Mark Trumbo in right, Brad Miller in short, and Mike Zunino is the catcher.
Yeah, and the Seattle Mariners will be facing Jesse Chavez. He's 4-7 on the year with a 3.02 ERA. 2-2 for the month of June. He's looking for a better July. He's going to look to do what Kazmir did last night. Early strikes, get Seattle hitters to expand the zone, and attack the hitters all night.
So defensively behind Jesse Chavez, it's Canna in left, Burns in center, Reddick in right, Laurie, Simeon, Zobrist, and Vogt on the infield with Fegley doing the catching. So exact same alignment as last night. As Jesse Chavez has finished his warm-up tosses, he is ready to go as Logan Morrison steps in the box. There's the shadow right there, and it moves quickly. You watch by the end of the first inning, it'll be right near home plate. And shadows can make a huge difference, I would think, as a hitter.
First pitch, 6:07.
Absolutely.
Morrison 244, 9 homers, 26 RBIs. He was 0 for 2 in last night's game. Was hit by a pitch, and he pops this one down the left field line. It's going to be Simeon who has it a step into fair territory, and that's out number 1. The umpires, Mark Wegner calls balls and strikes. Mike Winters at first, Mike Malinsky at second, Marty Foster is at third. That is Mike Winters, the crew chief. It's going to be a very, very nice crowd tonight, still filing in. Just by the looks of it, close to a sellout tonight. Here's Austin Jackson, who takes a fastball a little bit low. Jackson 257 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. He was 0 for 4 last night. The Mariners only had 2 hits. Scott Kazmir, Edward Mejica with the shutout. It was the A's 10th shutout of the season. That's the most in the American League. And there was just nothing going on offensively for Seattle. The Mariners had just 3 base runners. And this one's looped into left center field, and it'll fall in front of Billy Burns. So a 1-out single for Austin Jackson here in the first.
Yeah, I can see Austin kind of catches this one out in front, just a little bit off the end of the bat. Looks like a little cutter.
Number 22, Robinson.
Billy playing Austin to go the other way, not able to get there.
So Jackson aboard. Here's Cano. And last night, Seattle 3 base runners, and only 1 base runner made it to second base. That was it. So not only did they get shut out, they never really threatened. So here's Cano. First pitch is a bit low. 244 the average for Cano with 5 home runs, 27 RBIs. He was 0 for 4 last night.
Yeah, let's see if they do a better job with bringing Jesse Chavez into the zone. Last night with Kazmir, they were swinging at pitches about 2 feet out of the strike zone. So.
And that one is in for a strike to even the count at 1-1.
Jesse looking to get a ground ball right here. Something down and away. Get it, roll it over to Ben. Turn two with Marcus.
Nelson Cruz, the on-deck hitter. Jackson Bluff going, and a cue shot by Cano, and the count 1-2. Funny, the Mariners, before coming to Oakland, they were in San Diego for a 2-game series, and they won both games, by shutouts.
Yeah.
So they were starting to feel pretty good, and then you come here and you get shut out. You know, that's frustrating, especially when you're a team under 500 and you're just trying to get to that 500 mark.
Yeah, just no consistency, really. I mean, you need to get on both cylinders when you're pitching well and hitting at the same time, and they just have not been able to do that.
Bounce over the head of Vogt and into right field, and Jackson will go to third. So Stephen Vogt leaped as high as he could, but just a big chopper right over his head. So first and third, and one out here in the first.
Yeah, Jesse got the ground ball right there against Robbie, but looks like an inside fastball. Hits the ground kind of hard and just goes right over Vogt's head. He's got no chance to get that.
It's amazing if there's not a runner at first, it's just a nice big hop right to the first baseman. So Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So that brings up the cleanup man, Nelson Cruz. Cruz 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts last night. 20 homers, 48 RBIs.
Yeah, this is the lone hitter you didn't want to see with runners on base. And last night he came up with nobody on base the whole time. So that's where the A's wanted to keep him. And early on, Jesse's going to have to deal with Nelson.
Good numbers against Jesse Chavez in his career. So dangerous spot here early with Kyle Seager to hit next. Swing and a miss. Looked like maybe the old backup slider or something.
Yeah, not where he wanted it, but he got away with it. Some call that the best pitch in baseball.
Well, that was a backup slider. It really does the exact opposite of what a normal slider does.
Yeah.
Pitchers are not generally trying to throw it. So 0-2. And this one's popped up. And here comes Vogt right in front of the Mariners dugout, and he's got it. So 2 outs.
Big out right there by Jesse, coming back in on Nelson's hands with a good pitch. 0-2. Don't let him get extended. Running off the plate, and gets the pop out to Steven. Good pitch by Jesse.
So here is Seager. Another tough out. Seager with 12 home runs, 38 RBIs. He was hitless last night, 0 for 3.
It's going to be a common theme,
Yep.
I think.
You're right.
And the reason that backup slider is so tough to hit as a hitter, you see the spin and you're anticipating that ball going down and away across the plate, and it ends up being in off your hand. So you recognize the hitter, you recognize the spin, you anticipate it being somewhere else, and it ends up being right off your hands.
There's the strike. Breakdown for Jesse Chavez in his pitch selection. So he spreads it around. A lot of cutters. And it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a very good one. Look at that 178 average against.
Inside. The guy who got both hits last night for Seattle, Franklin Gutierrez, is not in the lineup tonight. So you're right. Everybody else in the lineup is coming off a hitless night. Seth Smith is playing left field. Shift is on. Simeon playing behind second base, and Seager thought about bunting. So listen, shift was on. Laurie's a long ways away from third base. Not a terrible idea.
Yeah, lower was off. I don't know that I like that with 2 outs. I mean, Seager's one of your big boppers in the lineup, and I think you want to see him swinging the bat.
3-1 pitch is hit hard. The shift is on right to Zobrist. Side retired. So it goes for the Seattle Mariners. They can't buy any offense. They strand a pair. No score after a half an inning. Here in the bottom of the first inning. Starts with Billy Burns. He's in center, then Vogt at first. Zobrist at second. Butler the DH. Fegley, Laurie, Reddick, Canna, and Simeon. Simeon, big numbers against the Mariners this year.
Yeah, and the A's will be facing Jay Happ, 32-year-old left-hander, making a 16th start of the season, a record 3-5, ERA 3.89. He features a fastball, curveball, slider, change. Look for him to keep the right-handers off balance with that changeup and get the lefties out with the curveball slider combo.
So Happ's first start this year was against the A's way back on April 11th. Pitched well, got a no decision. And then faced him again on May 9th and beat the Athletics. And I bring that up only because that was his last win. And that was, let's see, 9 starts ago. Just a bit outside, 1-1. So he has gone a long stretch. That's May 9th.
That's surprising. He's got really good stuff. 4 really plus pitches, and like we noted in the beginning of the broadcast, under 500 for his career.
Yep. 54 and 58. Last 9 starts, 0-4. The ERA is high, but it's not ridiculously high. But the run support has not been there.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
His last 4 starts, he's lost to Cleveland, San Francisco, Houston, and the Angels. But I think we both agree he's a quality left-hander.
Yep.
Came over in a trade from the Blue Jays for Michael Saunders in December.
Done his job. He's pitched well and kept them in the game. They just haven't scored any runs for him.
And Burns rips a single into left field. So leadoff man aboard for the A's. Defensively for the Mariners, Smith, Jackson, Trumbo in the outfield. Seager, Miller, Cano, Morrison on the infield. Zunino the catcher.
First baseman, 21.
Well, the cat and mouse game will start. Zunino and Happ and Burns. The big time base stealer was 16 at first base. Vogt 290, 13 homers, 53 RBIs, and takes a strike.
Billy just continues his hot hitting against off-speed pitches that look like a changeup. He Reached out and poked in the left right there. And good start for the A's.
Bo tries to hold up. He can't. And it's 0-2.
Shadows maybe starting to play a little bit of effect here for the next couple of batters.
The shadow is already right at home plate. And there's a base hit to left field. Bo just strokes it the other way.
Maybe not. That's a good piece of hitting right there. See what he goes with. Looks like the slider. Probably too good of a pitch, got too much of the plate, and Steven staying on it. And we talked about hitters going the other way. Against left-handed pitchers, right-handers going to right field, lefties staying close on the front side and going to left field. Nice piece of hitting by Steven Vogt right there.
So here's Zobrist hitting from the right side, 266, 5 home runs, 29 RBIs. First pitch a bit outside. It's got that October shadow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The season starts. The game started usually 5 o'clock or somewhere in that area. The shadows are always an issue early on.
And I just remember the sun off the windows in center field.
Really? There's another one that we didn't know about.
Yeah, we were facing Roger Clemens, and I was not comfortable sitting in the box, not being able to see too well with the reflection off the mirrors in center field there.
So 1-1 to Zobrist in the dirt. Cano doing his best to keep Burns close at second base. Butler to follow after Butler. It's Fegley. The windows out center field. And Burns was going, and he stopped and hustled back.
Yeah, I like Billy making him think about him a little bit.
Zobrist chops one. Cano out at second, and Miller's throw to first, not in time. As Cano ranged ways to his left, so they got the lead out. And the runner at second, I should say. Now first and third, one out.
Yeah, we all know about Robbie's sweet swing, but he's got those good hands too, and that rocket for an arm. Gives a nice feed to the shortstop. Almost turns a very nice double play. Miller clearing out of the way. Steven coming in hard as always.
So here's Butler. A's took a 2-0 lead in the first last night, and trying to take the lead here tonight in the first. And Butler takes a strike. 6 home runs, 36 RBIs for a hot-hitting Billy Butler. Fouls that one back. Good swing. Butler is 8 for his last 16 and 15 for his last 43. His average had dipped down under 250. Burns at third. Zobrist at first. Defense pretty straight away for Butler.
Yeah, I think this is the one big right-handed bat that the A's want to do damage against left-handed pitchers. This is a situation they want. Ben did a nice job of beating out that back end of the double play, and you got your man up right where you want him, first and third, one out.
Close pitch. Happ wanted it. So 1-2.
Maybe the shadows affect the umpires too. That was a pitcher's pitch right there. Ooh,
didn't miss by a lot.
Tough one to take.
Butler hits it hard right to Seager. Seager gets Cano, and that's a double play. So Butler hit it hard, but right at the third baseman. So both teams have a chance in the first. Neither score.
Have teamed up with Freedom Alliance to send items overseas. At tomorrow's 4th of July game, donate 5 items or a minimum of $10 to receive a Sean Doolittle autographed photo card and an A's military appreciation pin. A's wives and girlfriends will be collecting items behind section 120 from 11:05 a.m. until the end of the third inning.
So second inning. It'll be Smith, Trumbo, and Miller for Seattle. A couple of hits for the Mariners in the first. They could not score. So the shadow is now pretty close to being right in the middle of home plate and the pitcher's mound. And Eric, for a hitter, where is it at its worst for a hitter as far as the shadow goes? Is it when it's where it is now, or as it gets closer to the pitcher? Or
no, yeah, when like it was last inning where the shadow was closer to the hitter.
Really? Okay.
And then ball's coming right through the zone and it's crossing the shadows and going from the sunlight through the shadows. So that's the toughest part of it. It's not easy where it's at now. It never is, but definitely tougher when it's closer to home plate.
Strike 3 called, and Smith knew it. Spins around, heads back to the dugout. First strikeout for Jesse Chavez.
Yeah, and Jesse just rearing back. He set up outside.
Missed
over the middle of the plate, but maybe Seth's having a little issue with the shadows.
Trumbo.
So here's Trumbo. I guess unless you've experienced it like you have as a big league hitter, seeing a baseball at 90 miles an hour go from where you see it pretty good and then all of a sudden it goes a little dark.
Yeah, it goes from light to dark, and it's not a comfortable feeling. You definitely don't want to dig in the box there, because if you miss seeing that spin, you might wear one off the chin, and that's not a comfortable feeling.
Trumbo, 145 is the average with the Mariners. He's got 11 hits and 76 at bats, 1 double, 1 home run. So he is yet to get going with his new team. Came over in the trade with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, and as with most home run hitters, usually takes them a little longer to get comfortable.
Bounces this one in the hole. Simeon has it, throws, and Vogt had it for a moment, but could not completely dig it out. So we'll see if that ball was in the dirt. The initial call is E6.
Yeah, I think Marcus is going to get the air here. But I think Steven will tell you he should have came up with that ball. It's not a tough pick at all. But obviously we know Steven is full-time catcher. So,
you know, that should be an E3.
Yeah,
I don't think the ball hit the dirt.
It did hit the dirt. Yeah, it can't be when the ball hits the dirt like that, regardless. But Steven would tell you that that would be his error, but by the rule book, it goes to Marcus.
So Semien with the air. So number 26 on the year. So Chavez back in the stretch, facing Brad Miller.
Yeah, Mark just hit a ball in the hole. Marcus goes over there, fills it nicely, takes a couple good steps. The ball just has a little bit of dive to it. And I've thrown plenty of those balls over there, but like I said, Steven's not the regular first baseman, so not as routine as we would think. And it makes a big difference for an infielder knowing you got a first baseman over there that can pick your throws. And then playing with Mark Teixeira and even Jason Giambi early was not known for defense, but he could really pick some balls out of the dirt.
Vogt has this one. He spins. He fires to second to get the out there. Back to first. Got him. Semien hung in there, and he made a very nice turn. He was getting some heat from Trumbo, but he was able to get the throw back to Vogt, and that is a nicely turned double play.
Game millions are playing. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby free on the App Store and Google Play.
Bottom of the second, no score. Fegley, Laurie, Reddick against Jay Happ. First pitch to Fegley. Had a good rip, fouls it straight back. The Angels and the Rangers are opening up a series tonight, Shabby, in Arlington. That's a big one. Richards and Gonzalez. Chichi Gonzalez, the young rookie for Texas, the starters in that game. Jordan Miller, the shortstop, flips it across.
Yeah, so this was a good sign for the A's right here. Obviously, Jesse pitching around the air. Vogt turning the ball back to Marcus. Marcus staying in there aggressively, finishing the play. Just a good sign. The A's weren't doing that earlier in the year. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come, where they're picking each other up and playing good, clean baseball.
So here's Laurie, who takes a strike down around the knees.
Is he wearing fluorescent cleats? You see that?
They're a little something special, it looks like.
Oh, man.
Maybe. It is the 3rd of July.
He looks fast.
One and one to Laurie, 7 homers, 36 RBIs, and a .283 batting average. Last night for Laurie. So in that Angels-Rangers game, the Angels are leading the Rangers 7-0 in the 4th inning in Arlington. Cole Calhoun has 4 RBIs. So the Angels, who are starting to play a little bit better, they won 5 out of their last 7, are off to a big lead early in Texas. Morrison knocks it down, kicks it to Cano, who backhands it, holds on to it, and it should be a hit for Laurie.
Yeah, that will be a hit, and that's another good sign. We talking about the A's here going the other way against left-handers, hitting that hole. Loma almost comes out with it, kicks it to Cano, and I don't think they weren't going to get Brett anyway. He's wearing those fluorescent shoes. They got no chance to get him at first. It was going to be a tough play regardless, even if he came up with that ball. Brett got out of the box pretty good.
Reddick, the hitter, hitting .287, 11 home runs, 49 RBIs. Outside. So Reddick was in the lineup last night against the lefty, back in there tonight as well. And a strike in the outside corner, 1-1.
See if Josh could stay a little bit more quiet on his front side. Last night against Uranus was understandably banging on out a little bit. We talked about how far he was over on the rubber and how tough that could be for left-hand hitters. But Jay doesn't have that deception in his delivery that Uranus did, so hopefully he can improve on that average versus lefties. But you have to have him in the lineup regardless. I don't care what he's hitting. He brings a lot of heart and soul to the team, and very good defense in right field. He can make things happen.
He's having an all-star season, is Reddick. The shadow is now right at the pitcher's mound. We said it would move fast.
Yeah. Another 10 minutes.
And a strike to even the count, 2-2.
Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, you could see his, you look at his front back pocket right there facing the pitcher. I mean, it just kind of leaks just a little bit. It's a tough thing to do. I mean, I struggled with it my whole career, so I know what it feels like.
Taps that one slowly toward Miller, the shortstop. He kicks it, throws to first, late. Everybody's safe. So it goes from off the bat. You're thinking, oh no, it could be a double play, and the Mariners get nobody.
Yeah, let's see if Josh is hurt here. He just kind of slapped it, and Miller just bobbles it. I don't know if Josh is hurt or coming up limping a little bit, but He made that mistake last night, not going hard in the second, and he was called out on that fielder's choice. So hopefully he's okay. Maybe a calf. You can see that front side just leaking. He's going hard. Kind of just pulls up. I don't know exactly what happened right there. Let's see if the A's can cash in on it.
So it goes as a base hit. Wow, that's an interesting.
No, that'll be changed.
I would not have thought that was a base hit. I mean, that is a fairly.
That's a
fairly routine play. I mean, he charged in a little bit, but it was not a play he was going to have to throw on the run if he fields it cleanly. Canna pops it up. Sometimes, Xavi, as you know quite well, the in-between hop is always a very tough hop, but I'm not sure that was even an in-between hop.
Yeah,
that's a short hop.
That's
right
a pretty routine play. I'm not really sure
that's an error.
What the keeper was thinking there. I mean, you want that as a hitter. Of course, you want that, and you take it. But realistically, that looked like a E6.
0-2 to Mark Canna. Another scoring opportunity for the A's. And Canna hits it high and foul. He's at first and third. One out in the first inning. But Butler hit into a double play. First and second, one out here in the second.
Yeah, Mark had that big double last night off Williamson, I think it was. Right center off the center field fence there, and had a nice abbreviated follow through and didn't miss his pitch.
Takes low, lays off. So 1-2 the count. Pretty good speed with Laurie and Reddick on the bases.
This is a guy too that A's would like to get hot. I mean, he's got some pop from the right side. Yeah, it was against Tom Williamson. Fastball away. He stays on it. Drives it deep in the center field off the wall. Nice pinch hit. Triple. Almost blows a tire around going second to third. Gonna hear it from the boys in the dugout here. I pointed out last night, you can start laughing after you know he's not hurt.
And he shoots this one to right. That's a hit. Here comes Laurie. Trumbull's throw to the plate. Not in time. To second. Safe there, and the A's lead 1-0. So Laurie comes in to score.
I love it. I love the hitting. Opposite field, line drive. We talked about that abbreviated follow through. You can see not trying to do too much. I'm going to just stick my head in there, put the barrel of the ball. Not trying to drive this thing. I'm just trying to put a good swing on it, drive in a run. Trumbo in right field there. Makes a decent throw at home, but Mark just being very aggressive, taking a chance right there, and it paid off for the A's.
So Canna gets his 29th RBI. Moves to second on the throw. So good base running all around as well. 14 hits to right field for Canna. And a strike outside corner.
Yeah, he's busting hard out of the box. Right away, he's already made up his mind. I'm gone. He takes a gamble. Seattle not able to come up with a throw to second, and A's got a rally going.
Infield halfway in. Not all the way. So 3 consecutive hits. And it's got the A's a run. Bounce toward the shortstop Miller. It'll get a run home. His throw to first in time. But Reddick scores 2-0 A's lead. Simeon gets his 20th RBI.
Now batting center fielder, number 1.
Getting the job done. Didn't come up with a hit. He obviously wanted the hit, but that's adding on runs. Good situational hitting. Good base running by Josh and Mark, taking off right away once they see that ball was a high chopper.
So top of the order, Burns, who shoots one foul.
Billy sure doesn't wait around. He likes that first pitch.
Yeah, he sure does. Whatever he's doing,
it's working. It's working. Right. Look where Cano's playing him too. I mean, he's got him.
That's actually almost comical where Cano's playing him. I've never seen a second baseman play like that. He's playing like he's partially in.
Right.
And I don't, honestly, Xavi, I don't think that's necessary. He's the second baseman.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that either. I mean, I don't. Could be worried about that.
That
push bunt
could be what he's worried about. But to do that, he's got to get it past a pitcher and a first baseman, and he certainly can do that. But
you know, we talked a couple innings ago or last inning about Seager bunting with 2 strikes, and this is a completely different situation where this is Billy's game. This is what he's here to do, and use his wheels any way possible to get on base. And Seager's job is to drive the ball and hit the ball to the park and drive and run. So
two pitches inside with a fastball. 43 pitches already for Happ. And the A's leading 2-0. And now 3-2. Burns single leading off the bottom of the first.
You know, it's okay to be aggressive the way Billy's being aggressive. I know he's a leadoff hitter and he's swinging at that first pitch, but all of them have been strikes. So he's got a good zone going. He knows what he's looking for, and he's putting good swings on the ball.
And he slices this one right field, base hit. And Burns is going to turn to first, head to second, and he's got an RBI double, and it's 3-0 the A's lead.
Opposite field again. He's been doing that the whole season. Looks like another off-speed pitch again. Little slider down, and Billy not trying to do too much. Put the bat on the ball. Good things will happen. This kid is doing everything. He's driving in runs and playing good center field, stealing bases. Do your thing, Billy. Do your thing.
So a double for Burns. That is his 10th double of the year. 16th RBI. So 29 pitches this inning alone. So 3 runs on 4 hits for the A's in the second.
Yeah, it's just really good signs early on tonight from the A's. You got Jesse pitching around the air, getting a double play. You got Mark stretching out a double, running hard, getting in scoring position. All good things for the A's.
Right to the shortstop Miller. Side retired. A's get 3 runs in the bottom of the second. We're going to the third. A's 3, Mariners nothing. Frost-brewed Coors Light, lowest ERA by starting staff. The A's at 3.00. That's the starters. So the starters have the best, and the A's team now has the best ERA in the American League, 3.37, thanks to the shutout last night.
Their 10th shutout.
10th shutout.
So the pitchers they're pulling their weight to improve a little bit on the defense, and
they're scoring enough runs. Zunino, Morrison, and Jackson here in the third inning. Zunino 163 is the average. The young man really struggling offensively. Very good in shutdown innings is Jesse Chavez. Zunino hits it hard into left field, and he's got a base hit. Time now for the T-Mobile game changer, and it was Scott Kazmir last night. It was his 5th win of the year, 8 shutout innings, threw 105 pitches. And one of the best starts we've seen from Scott Kazmir in an A's uniform. And I'm not the only one saying that.
yeah, it was a pretty good outing. You know, it almost looks, just looking at it, like it was Seattle got in at about 4 in the morning, that East Coast West Coast trip, and the bats just didn't show up yesterday.
That one is hit a ton, and Billy Burns is going to run out of room, and that is a long home run for Logan Morrison, and the Mariners are on the board. It's now 3-2. Well, that was quick. 10th home run for Logan Morrison.
We talked about yesterday, they've got some hitters that can hit the ball out of the park. Looks like Jesse went with a changeup, and that's not where you want it. It stayed up, and Lomo's eyes just lit up, and he did not miss it. I mean, he's got monster pop. There's about 3 or 4 guys on this team that are worth coming out watching BP for, but he really put a jolt into that one.
So here's Austin Jackson, who singled in the first inning. So after giving up the 3 spot, the Mariners answer right back. And I think from the Mariners' point of view, Eric, they needed that.
They did need that big time, yeah, because their bats were asleep yesterday, and they were hot in San Diego. They had a good series. They come here cold. They got Lomo batting leadoff, one of the bigger leadoff guys you'll see.
So 10 home runs, 28 RBIs now for Logan Morrison. Not a lot of home runs allowed, although 3 in his last 4 starts, but overall 6. 6 in 91 innings is a very good number.
Yeah, we've seen him pitch effectively up in the zone with that fastball, the cutter. It's got that late ride to it. But when you're throwing off-speed pitches, you definitely want to miss down in the zone, and it just got too much plate. Lomo didn't miss it.
2-2 pitch is hit up the middle towards Zobrist. Jackson is retired. And that'll bring up Robinson Cano.
Now batting, number 22, Robinson Cano.
The Astros and the Red Sox are playing the first of their 3-game series at Fenway Park. That's a 5-5 game in the 7th inning. So we'll keep a close eye on that one. The Astros coming off that sweep of the Royals. Overall, Houston's won 4 in a row. Astros coming into today's action, best record in the American League.
It's a surprise too. Yeah, they've played pretty good baseball, and we'll see with Springer out if they can stay afloat, continue their success.
Oh, 0-1 to Robinson Cano. And he lines one toward left center field. Hustling over his cannon. He can't get it. It's going to go to the wall, and Cano is going to have a 1-out double. That's the Robinson Cano swing that we've seen.
Yeah. And it's a sweet swing for sure. I mean, he's had a down year. He had a good series in San Diego, 4 for 5 his last day there.
23.
But that's where he wants to go. I mean, that's where you make your money as a hitter. You start driving the ball the other way, staying on it. When you hit the ball the other way, that means you're staying on it. You're not trying to do too much. And then when you get your swing flowing, then you start to try to jerk some balls out of the park. But that's the swing he needs to get going for the next few weeks to get him going.
Here's Cruz, first pitch down and away to Cruz. Cruz fouled out in the first inning. He did that with runners at first and third. So pitcher catcher trying to get on the same page.
Yeah, Josh is trying to settle him down a little bit. He knows he's excited. I mean, the last thing he wanted to do was come up and give up that lead, and he's frustrated with himself. I think Josh noticed that, went out and calmed him down a little bit.
And Cruz had a good swing there. Most home runs last 2 seasons: Stanton, Cruz, Trout, and Frazier.
Yeah, he's definitely one of our better home run hitters in the game, and when he gets in the postseason, he's even better. I mean, he's put up some tremendous numbers in the postseason.
Ball, he missed it. Maybe a cutter. 1-2. And Cruz with a 4-year, $58 million contract to come to Seattle.
Yeah, that looked like a little slider right there. Started on the outside part of the plate, ended up off. Cruz couldn't hold up.
Bounced into left field, and that's a base hit. Cano had to make sure it went through, so he'll go to third.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting right there by Nelson. I mean, last at bat, he finished him in off of his hands. He popped it up. This time again with 2 strikes, he tries to go in. Josh wanted it up. End up being down where Nelson can handle it, and he just puts a good swing on it. Doesn't try to do too much. And gets it right by Marcus.
So a little different inning here in the third. 4 hits allowed now. So Chavez has allowed 6 hits so far.
Yeah, he's just missing with location. We talked about the changeup that Lomo hit. That fastball he wanted up and just didn't get it where he wanted it.
Kyle Seager.
So Kurt Young back to the dugout, and here's Kyle Seager, tough hitter. Seager with 38 RBIs. Last year he knocked in 96.
Yeah, he had a really good year last year.
Yes, he did.
20-something homers. Did he hit 30?
25 home runs, 27 doubles, 268 average, played in 159 games. So he's become one of the better players in the American League. Very good defensive third baseman. This is his 4th full year in the big leagues, and he got the big contract this past offseason, a 7-year extension. So he's not going anywhere.
I talked to a scout a couple of weeks ago about Seager, and we're talking about third baseman, and he had scouted him in the minor leagues, and he just didn't see this happening. I mean, it's amazing. You're going to get guys that slide through the cracks and late bloomers, and scouting is not an exact science, and Kyle's definitely turned out to be a really good hitter.
Well, he has a brother who is a top 5 prospect in all of baseball. He's in the Dodger system. He's a shortstop. And
tall, big.
Yeah, from what everybody says, he has star written all over him.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time before he gets to the big leagues.
Good deadlines.
3-1 to Seager, and he hits it hard to Vogt, who spins, throws in the dirt, out at second, and they got him at first, and that's the inning. How about that? So the Mariners get 2. They were thinking about more, but this play right here ends the inning. Nicely done. So 3-2. Worse. Nice play by Vogt.
That's your second 3-6-3 double play. Marcus coming up big right there. That's a tough play. Takes a short hop or the long hop, plays it off his stomach, comes up with a strong throw to just barely beat the hustling Seager. And that's very rare to see two 3-6-3 double plays, and not even from a regular first baseman either. So.
And
he's playing some good defense.
You played first base toward the end of your career, and you know, if Vogt doesn't throw to second initially, and he says, "I'm going to step on first and then throw," well, then
you get the run down.
The run can come in to score.
Scores, yes.
So really,
heads up.
He did the right thing by just saying, "You know what? Just turn it 3-6-3."
Yeah, and that's knowing the play before it happens.
Exactly.
If this ball's hit to me, what am I going to do with it?
Because once he steps on first, well, then that eliminates force, it eliminates everything, and it could allow the run to score.
Exactly. Just a heads-up play.
But, you know, you do see first basemen, sometimes they have that initial, well, I could step on first, but he didn't at all. He went right to second base with the throw.
Right.
Inside corner a strike, so 2-2 to Zobrist. Zobrist, Butler, and Fegley here in the bottom of the third. Scoring opportunities for both teams. Little 3-2 game right now, and that one is there. And Zobrist knew it. First strikeout for Happ.
Yeah, and Jake coming with the inside fastball, and Ben knew it right away. Maybe looking for something else, something off speed.
So one away for Butler. Butler hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Double plays have been huge in this game, and they've kept the run total from being a lot more.
Yeah, Marcus has made two really good turns at second. First one he got taken out. He stood in there anyway, made a strong throw. And the second one picked up Vogt with that throw. continue to see good signs with Marcus. I know he made the error earlier, but those are going to happen.
And now 2-2 to Butler.
Yeah, Billy was not trying to go to right field with a single there. He let it eat. And when you're feeling good, that's what you do.
Rips one toward left. Smith coming in. He reaches down, shoot top high, and he makes the catch. Nice play by Seth Smith.
Yeah, what a good swing right here by Billy. Talked about him earlier in the show, and the exit velocity on that ball had to been up over 100. I mean, he put the barrel on it, put a good swing on it. Unfortunately, hit it right at Smith.
So Fegley hits. Happ looking for his first 3 up, 3 down inning. Drops an off speed pitch in for a strike. Fegley grounded out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning. Just missed. Trying to grab that outside corner. So Happ goes to the inside corner and gets a strike there.
He's starting to work in and out really good, mixing up his pitches. And when he does throw a ball, it's just barely off the plate. Starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm.
Fastball is high. Gave up a couple of hits in the first, gave up 4 hits in the second. Did Happ. And Fegley swings and misses, and Happ gets his 3 up, 3 down inning with a couple of strikeouts. So we're on to the 4th. 3-2 A's. All right, here's our forward right choice. On June 20th, Edgar Martinez replaced Howard Johnson as the Mariners hitting coach. Well, if you like your hitting coach to have a resume, Edgar Martinez has a good one. 5 Silver Slugger awards, career .312 batting average, won a couple of batting titles. And he was the consummate designated hitter. Remember, he first came up, he was a third baseman. Yep. But really quickly became a designated hitter.
One of the best.
He could hit.
You want to talk about going opposite field. And we talk about left-handed swings being better than right-handed swings, but he definitely had more of a left-hander swinging the right-hander's box.
Seth Smith goes after the first pitch and hits it very high toward Canna. Yeah, he did have a sweet swing. Finished nice and high.
Yeah. My goodness, let the ball travel, keep the barrel back, drive it the other way. But one of the most impressive stats I saw with him is facing Mariano Rivera. I mean, the numbers were ridiculous, like 12 or 14 or something. I mean,
he wasn't bothered by it.
No. The guy can just flat out rake.
Well, he's probably trying to figure out how he can get this offense going. Pretty good names on the lineup card, but we talked about it last night. But the Mariners' second fewest runs scored in the American League. Lowest team batting average, lowest on base percentage, second lowest slugging percentage. It's a head scratcher.
Yeah, and it's not easy for Edgar to come in and just everyone expect to turn these hitters around. I mean, it takes time. You develop a relationship with the hitters. You find out what their keys are, and you try to talk to them. And it's a constant discussion, making adjustments, and it's going to take some time. But they got the hitters. They got good hitters. They just need to start performing.
Outside corner, 2-1 the count.
But you know, you and I were talking about it earlier today. It comes down to quality at bats. And you know, last night they didn't have any. Gutierrez had the 2 hits, but for the most part, Kazmir had their way, and they didn't change their approach. They didn't take away his fastball. They didn't sit on his off-speed pitches. They didn't look in, look away. I mean, you got to take something away from the pitcher when he's got it going, and you do it as a team. You have a way the team is going to attack the pitcher each and every night.
So at some point, listen, you can prepare, and that's the hitting coach's job, get guys ready. But when you step in there, you got to take care of it on your own, right? I mean,
you really do. And it, you know, but you start with swinging at strikes. I mean, a couple of those pitches last night, and they'll tell you, the hitters will tell you, we had no business swinging at that pitch. So they got to do a better job of that.
And Trumbo swings and misses. Second strikeout for Jesse Chavez.
Yeah, Jesse coming in with an inside fastball under Mark's hands.
Number 5.
You can see him trying to keep his head down and just put the barrel to it, but just misses it. He's frustrated. This is not the start he wanted to get off to with Seattle.
So here's Brad Miller. Miller rips one foul into the seats.
You know, and I saw Mark earlier in the year too in Arizona, and him and Goldsmith were just a 3-4 punch that were tough to deal with. And Mark was locked in, and then the trade comes and kind of throws you off a little bit as a player.
Paul Goldschmidt. Now that's locked in. He's unbelievable.
You put him up there with Trout, Cabrera, top 5 hitters in the game.
Maybe right.
The numbers, they don't lie.
You just don't hear quite as much about him, maybe because of
it's coming.
Playing with the Diamondbacks.
It's coming. You know, and they signed him to Kevin Towers signed him to a really favorable team contract too. 5-6 years, $35 million or something like that for the production they're getting from him.
He could be the most dangerous hitter in the National League.
I think he is. I really do.
And I know Harper's scary, but I mean,
he's hitting around 350.
Yeah.
And he's a power hitter. And he steals bases. He's turned himself into a Gold Glove first baseman. I mean, the kid just does it all. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's hitting 352.
I mean, if he's in New York or Boston or some big market, I mean,
outside 3-2. So Miller putting together a good at bat here against Jesse Chavez. Payoff pitch, here it comes. It's lined toward Reddick and right. Reddick got a good jump, makes the catch, side retired. So Jesse Chavez has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It'll be Laurie, Reddick, and Canna. 3-2 A's lead.
For Wednesday, July 22nd. A's players, coaches, local celebrities, and more will serve fans root beer floats for the $3 each. Proceeds benefit JDRF, adding to the more than $400,000 the event has raised throughout the years. Sugar-free floats will be available. Special thanks to Dreyer's Ice Cream, Whole Foods Market, and Zevia, the zero-calorie soda for product donations. Admission is free with a game ticket.
Always a big hit, root beer float then. 3-2, the A's leading in the bottom of the fourth. Laurie, Reddick, and Kenna. And there's a strike down around the A's. Happ had a very good third inning. 3-up, 3-down with a couple of strikeouts. So he will try to build off that. And Laurie hits it into right field, a base hit. So good job of hitting by Laurie. Went with the pitch. And he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, and that's twice he's done that. He did that his first at bat. This time has a clean hole all the way to right field, and that's the approach you need to have against these lefties. They want to pitch down in the zone. They want to pitch away. They want to get you out with off-speed stuff. And Brett just having a really good approach at the plate right now.
How about that?
It's a good sign. You showed the graphic with Mark, Canna.
So 0-1 to Reddick. That is 7 hits now for the Athletics, 6 hits for the Mariners. So there's hits out there tonight. And a quick 0-2. Reddick is not crazy about that call.
We talked about the A's struggles versus left-handers in the last 2 nights. They've just had a really good approach. Talked about sitting off speed, committing to the off speed, going the other way, and they've done a nice job of it. See if they can continue that approach.
In the dirt, Zunino with a nice block, scrambles after it.
Yeah, very good block by Mike. Slides over, keeps the ball right in front of him. Nice and soft.
One-two to Reddick is off the plate, 2-2. Angels still leading the Rangers. It's 8-0 in the 6th inning. Houston leading Boston 7-6 in the 7th. But the Red Sox are rallying. This one's bounced to Cano. Cano shuffles to Miller. Throw to first, not in time. And Miller somehow kept his foot on the bag. So fielder's choice, 1 out.
Nice turn by Cano here. Josh just reaches out and taps it. Cano just gives it the backhand to Miller, and Josh going hard this time, running through the bag. You got Brett going hard in a second. I mean, there's not a lot of second basemen that can do that right there. Robbie's got some special actions at second, though. Good arm, good hands.
So here's Canna, who had a big swing, fouls it back. Canna had an RBI single in the 2nd inning, and he later scored in that inning. The line drive to right field that brought home Laurie. Interesting with Canna, he's hit a lot better this year against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching. Against right-handers this year, he's hitting .303. Against lefties, 109.
Wow.
That hit in the 1st inning, or the hit in the 2nd inning, was just his 8th hit off left-handed pitching this year.
Wow, that's surprising.
And you're thinking, you know, Canna's a guy that maybe platoon playing against lefties, but
right.
he has shown that he can hit righties better.
That makes it difficult, too. But do you stick him in there against the righties and not the lefties? It's kind of a tough call. He's got a good swing. He's got pop.
Yep.
You know, we talked about his follow through is just a little bit too big at times where he's trying to do too much, and he's got enough pop. You don't need to have a big swing up there. You just got to get that barrel of the ball, reach it out in front, and it'll go. Yeah, that's that ball he hit last night. It wasn't a big swing, and this one was fastball away. Just doesn't try to do too much. Slaps it into right for the RBI. Going hard in a second. You like what you see, what he's capable of, and he's just learning himself too, and he's learning the league.
And that time, Happ got him just a little above the letters to a pretty good pitch. So that's the 2nd out. And here's our true story, brought to you by McDonald's. 2013 in September, Marcus Semien, in just his 15th Major League game, gets his first Major League home run against J. Happ. It was in Chicago, September 23rd, 2013. So overall, 6 for 9 with that home run. Had an RBI ground out in the 2nd inning. Changeup is low, and it's 2-0.
That's a tough sun right there.
Well, Trumbo can't wait to get in the dugout. 3-0. By the time Trumbo goes back out there next inning, he'll be in the shade. 3-0 pitch, and Semien decided to take a rip at it. Rolls it foul.
Yeah, when you got numbers, when you're 6 for 9, I think that's a good situation for Bob to let him go right there. He's seeing the ball really good off of Jay.
Bounced in the hole and into left field for a hit. 8 hits for the A's. And now to the top of the order in Burns.
Yeah, and you brought up yesterday, he's got that low ball swing, and looks like it's a 3-1 fastball down, and Marcus just drops ahead, hits him in between the hole there. This is the guy that Hayes want up there right now, as hot as he is. He is making things happen.
And Burns rolls one toward Cano, who scoops it. He'll go to first. Side retired. So a couple of runners left for the A's as we're on to the 5th. A's 3, Mariners 2. CSNCalifornia.com as our A's insider Joe Stiglitz provides wire-to-wire reporting for this season with news, video, special features, and more only on CSNCalifornia.com. That youngster may not be going to read Joe Stiglitz just yet, but a couple years. They do figure out the computer at a very young age now.
They do. The iPad.
The iPad. My son puts me to shame, and he's only 10. He asked me, Dad, you need some help? No, I don't. I'm fine. I got it. Not really. I don't have it.
I ask my kids, what's my code again?
And they know the code.
Oh, they know the code. They know the passwords to purchase things.
1-1 to Zunino. 1-2 to Zunino. Zunino, Morrison, and Jackson here in the top of the 5th. A 3-2 game. Both pitchers are trying to settle in.
Yeah, they're hanging in there.
It's kind of one of those where they're both just battling through it. Chavez had a 3-up, 3-down 4th inning. His first 3-up, 3-down inning. Zunino singled and scored in the 3rd, and he takes strike 3 call. So that is out number 1. Check out King Felix before the game.
Now batting, number 20.
They ask for a picture. He takes the phone, takes a picture of himself, and gives it back.
It's good to be king.
What a good guy.
Look at those earrings. He's got king diamond earrings.
Those are King Felix earrings. That's right. We'll see him tomorrow. 10-4, 3.05. Always. I don't want to say special treat because it's not that much fun to face him if you're the Athletics, but he is one of those pitchers that are fun to watch.
Yes, you pay to come to watch him pitch.
He goes out there, gives it everything he has. Also why tonight's game is so important when you know you have to face that guy tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you got the other left-hander on Sunday.
Montgomery, who's pitching great for them. 1-1 to Morrison, 2-run homer in the third. Rolls this one into the shift. And that's the second out. So 5 in a row retired by Jesse Chavez. Make it 6 in a row.
Now batting, number 16, Austin Jackson.
And here's Austin Jackson. Cat O'Cornoy's big seller here. That game at Fenway's a wild one. The Red Sox just tied it. It's 7-7 in the 8th. Red Sox and Astros. And as I say that, Eric, the young shortstop Carlos Correa just hit a home run over the monster. Have you seen him play?
Not live.
No, I haven't either.
Seen clips forward to him. My goodness. That my 6th, 7th homer already?
He's got six
home runs.
Just gave the Astros the lead. Carlos Correa. Timmy has it. His throw is in time. Side retired. So 7 in a row for Jesse Chavez. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It'll be Vogt, Zobrist, and Butler.
Home games for just $89 with the July Ballpark Pass. For one low price, you get access to the rest of the A July home games, including fireworks games and the Hello Kitty bobblehead night. This is a mobile-only offer with all passes accessed through your iPhone or Android phone. Get yours today at athletics.com/ballparkpass.
Bottom of the 5th, A's with a 3-2 lead. Vogt, Zobrist, and Butler against Happ. Happ's allowed 8 hits in the first 4 innings. Looks like he's going to get Stephen Vogt left side in the air. And Seager grabs it. So 1 away, and Zobrist will hit.
Now batting, second baseman, number 18, Ben Zobrist.
All right. Doing it right. Showing off the flag. Fireworks after the game. 4th of July tomorrow. Day game tomorrow. Day game Sunday for the Athletics. So a great weekend and a great crowd tonight. In fact, second sellout of the year. 35,067 in the house tonight.
Playing in those July 4th games are always so much fun. I met the energy in the park and just a good day all around.
Zobrist pops it up center of the diamond. Seager on the pitcher's mound, and Seager right near the rubber makes the catch. Maybe a more difficult play than it looks. You do have to navigate the hill.
Yeah, Ben pops this up right on the mound. That's tough to do. But Jay's got to just get out of the way. Seager coming in, taking charge. That is not an easy play going over that mound. Keep your eye on the pop-up.
So 2 outs, and here's Butler. Fastball away at 91 miles an hour. A's will be in New York and Cleveland next week for 6 games to wrap up the first half of the season. As they say first half, meaning in front of the All-Star break and after the All-Star break. Games played wise, the A's have just gone past the halfway point. This is game number 83 for the Athletics. They're at 37 and 45. The A's could win this game tonight. They would move out of the cellar in the AL West. They would jump ahead of the Seattle Mariners. Got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. I don't like moving out of the cellar. I like getting to 500 better. That should be the goal.
Mariners are probably saying the same thing. Inside 3-1. So at this point, even though you do look at the standings and see where the A's are at, I think your point is well taken. If you get to 500. Well, the standings will start to turn in your favor a little bit.
Yeah, you will start to play better baseball. They're going to need 2 win streaks. We talked about earlier in the show, 6, 7, 8. They're going to need to do that a few times in the next 3 months.
You're right, because you're going to need one to get to 500, and then you're going to need one to get into contention.
Yeah.
Seager, a nice play. Throws out Butler, so that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jay Happ. We're on to the 6th. Cano, Cruz, and Seager. It's 3-2 A's. For the Bay Area fan, know it all with Sportsnet Central, brought to you by Hyundai tonight at 10:30. It's on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. We'll have highlights and clubhouse reaction from this game. Festus Ezeli from the Warriors will join the gang in the studio, and some high-profile signings by the Sacramento Kings. How about that? Rondo Bellinelli. Kelly Johnson, Fallon Smith will take charge. Try to give him some winning highlights. Right now the A's leading 3-2. It is the top of the 6th inning, and it's the heart of the order. Cano, Cruz, and Seager. First pitch a bit inside to Robinson Cano, who has a single and a double. Six hits for the Mariners. They've stranded 3 in the first 5 innings. They've been hurt by a couple of double plays turned by the A's, both 3-6-3 double plays. First pitch strike breakdown for Jesse Chavez. Cano popped it up. Good pitch, got in on it. Corey grabs it for out number 1. So here comes Cruz.
Now batting, number 23, Nelson Cruz.
Cruz a foul out and a single so far. First pitch to Cruz toward Vogt, who backhands and then throws to Chavez for the out. So 2 outs.
Looks like this was a cutter from Jesse away from Nelson. Steve playing him in the hole over there, and Jesse getting over, covering first.
Now
Both these pitchers are doing a nice job of settling in. Early it was a little rocky. They've done a nice job keeping their teams in the game.
So here's Seager. Decent pitch count for Jesse Chavez, just 76. Only runs allowed, the Logan Morrison 2-run homer. Seager takes inside. Seager looking for his first hit in the series. Big at bat in this game was in the 3rd inning. It was 1st and 3rd, 1 out, and Seager was sitting on a 3-1 count. And he hit the ball hard to Vogt, who turned in a 3-6-3 double play. It's a shot foul. Nice play by the ball boy down the right field line, protecting the Mariners relievers. He knew what he was doing after he caught it too. Seager takes the changeup, 3-1. See, he's not a fool, Xavi. He's feeling good about himself right now. Yep. Made the right decision. Yep.
He's got a big smile on his face, too.
Not the man.
He's blushing a little bit.
And the strike called 3-2. So Seager for a little walk. Wasn't sold on the call. Pitch and ripped to center for a single. So Seager is 1 for 3.
Good line drive swing right there by Kyle. Jesse trying to go back door.
Now batting, number 7.
Short, compact swing. Hits the line drive up the middle.
So here's Seth Smith, who has struck out and hit a fly ball to left field. The shift comes on for Smith with Simeon behind second base. Zobrist well out to right field. First pitch outside. Seth Smith, a couple of good years with the Athletics. 2012 and 2013. So I would guess that Seth Smith took a couple good years with him and had some great memories from his years with the Athletics. A couple of playoff seasons.
Yeah, was a good player, good hitter.
Yeah.
Went down to San Diego, had some good year or two down there too. So
yeah, started with the Rockies, but he's always been a tough out. He'll be 33 years old in September. And that one blocked on the backhand by Fegley. So 3-1 now.
yeah, not exactly the way Josh drew it up, but that pitch was bounced in front of home plate and doing whatever he can to keep it in front of him.
And it's a strike to fill up the count, 3-2. So Seager will take off. Vogt will play a step or two behind him.
Big pitch. Kyle will be off running with the 3-2 pitch, and Jesse's going to need to make a pitch right here.
And that one is hit high in the air to right field. Reddick going back, and it is gone. Seth Smith got one down and in right where he likes it, and he drills it out of here, and the Mariners take a 4-3 lead.
You know, that's something. When he left Oakland and he went to San Diego, I believe it was Phil Plantier who was the hitting coach. He talked about getting to that inside pitch and driving it, and Seth was trying to force balls the other way and just takes the barrel right to it, puts a good swing, didn't miss it. And he learned how to hit homers to right field consistently.
Here's Trumbo. So a 2-out, 2-run homer by Seth Smith, and that one hurts. And you know, you look at the pitch, and it may have actually been off the plate a little bit.
Yeah, it was a pitcher's pitch.
So that's frustrating for a pitcher, where you don't even throw a strike, but it just happens to be in a little bit of a hit-me zone for Seth Smith. Trumbo swings and misses 1-2.
Yeah, the first home run to Loma was a mistake pitch, change-up up, but that was a good fastball in. 3-2 count. Seth Smith making the adjustments later on in his career.
Missed outside to Trumbo.
And those adjustments never stop. I don't care how long you've been in the game, you constantly have to reinvent yourself and improve on your weaknesses.
Trumbo swings and misses for the second time, side retired. But Seth Smith, the former A, hurts his old team with a 2-run homer. So bottom of the 6th coming up, Mariners 4, A's 3.
The shadows were out early, but it wasn't bothering either hitters from either side. You got Canna going to right field, hustle double. Billy Burns going to right field. Talk about the A's facing left-handers going the other way, and the hanging changeup from Romo deep into center field. Put a good swing on it. 3-2 fastball down and in to Seth Smith, and we talked about the adjustments he made down to San Diego. Seemed to have paid off. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT, mobilizing your world.
So Smith slides over to right field. Morrison stays at first, and he makes the play. So Fegley will not be thrilled with that. Dustin Ackley comes in the game. So Ackley in left, Smith in right, and Trumbo is out. So a defensive move.
Now batting, third baseman, number 15, Rex Laurie.
The Red Sox have tied that game again. It's now Astros 8, Boston 8. Ninth inning at Fenway, so it's one of those crazy ones in Boston.
Those happen a lot there too.
Yeah, they do. A scary place if you're the visitors.
Yeah.
Angels 8, Rangers 1 in the 7th. Rays and the Yankees are in extra innings, 3-3 in the 11th in New York. Laurie rolls or pops that one foul. Tigers beat the Blue Jays 8-6, but how about this game, Eric? You've seen these before. Anibal Sanchez had a no-hitter through 7 innings and an 8-0 lead. He lost the no-hitter in the 8th, and the Blue Jays scored 6 runs. Swing and a miss on 0-2. And
was he still in the game or something?
No, he was gone, but the game ended with Josh Donaldson striking out his tying run. So it's never easy against that Blue Jays lineup.
They're a hard team to figure out too sometimes.
A couple of lefties warming up.
Now batting,
they've added some good players. They added Josh this year, and
Josh Reddick.
I think they're always an arm or two away from one arm in the bullpen and one arm in the rotation.
And they will score. I mean, they've scored the most runs in the major leagues by a wide margin. But talking about the Blue Jays, but with that loss tonight, they're now 42-40. Nobody wants to pull away in that AL East. White Sox shut out the Orioles 1-0. Danks over Jimenez. Only run and Abreu home run. Reddick missed that slider. 1-2. That's Mark Lowe, hard throwing right-hander, getting up. 1-2 pitch. Good take there by Reddick. Reddick has singled and scored and reached on a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So 7 in a row retired by Jay Happ, and we're going to the 7th inning. It's now the Mariners 4-3 leading this game.
authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So J.A. Happ, see if his night is, or J. Happ, I should say, see if his night is over. He just went over 100 pitches, but he's also retired the last 7. Either way, it's a 4-3 Mariners lead, 7th inning with Miller, Zunino, and Morrison set to hit.
Yeah, Jay did a real nice job settling down. He's got the early runs and kept his ball club in it, and they've clawed back into it with a couple homers. And see if we can get Jesse a clean inning right here.
Just a bit high. 2-0 to Miller, who has hit into a double play and lined out. It's now O'Flaherty by himself again, so he's ready if needed. And Mark Lowe, the right-hander, continues to throw in the Mariners bullpen. He's played Miller to pull slightly in the outfield, and now it's 3-1. So the concern here, Shabby, is you see the pitches up a little bit, Jesse Chavez. Sometimes when you see that happening at this point in the game, you maybe get a little bit tired.
Yeah.
The pitch count is not real high. Well, it's 97.
He can pitch there, though. He's got that cutter he throws up in the hands, and he can get away with that fastball. It's the off-speed stuff you want to see down, and that was a good pitch right there, down and away with a fastball.
Pitch is lying toward the gap. Canna cuts it off, and Miller's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw, and it's just a bit late, and Miller safe with a head first slide.
Real good swing by Miller right there, staying on it, driving it the other way. Mark hustling hard to cut it off. There's that pitch up that you were talking about. Maybe he's getting a little bit tired. Miller puts a good swing on it. Mark taking a good route, cuts it off. Not really able to get behind the throw, and that's what kind of cost him to play at second right there. But hustle double by Miller.
So see if the Mariners try to play a little small ball and get an insurance run. Corner infielders think it's possible. Zunino to bunt. Fire back to second, and Miller's back. I just felt like if you were a middle infielder, you should never get picked off at second, because you know how it works. You're a middle infielder.
Yeah, but he's just thinking about getting to third base right there. I mean, he's got to get that good secondary lead. When he sees the ball down, he's got to go. But when it's hard when he bunts and he misses it, because you're anticipating him getting it down.
Swinging this time, and it's 0-2. I mean, don't you almost, as the runner at second, you see that the pitch is going into the strike zone.
Yep.
And you're thinking, well, it's right there. He's going to get it down.
You anticipate it is what you do, because if it's a bad bunt, then there's nothing you can do about it. But you're anticipating the ball being down and him not bunting through it. It's a tough read.
Just reached the seats. There's a group down there that just cannot find.
What are you guys looking for? It's right here.
Busy place down there, right next to the dugout.
Good crowd. We just need to get them to get into it a little bit. It's a good ball game.
Sellout crowd tonight. Second sellout of the year.
I got a feeling it's going to get pretty loud here in the next couple innings. So.
A couple shots yet. One-two pitch. A high fastball. Zunino somehow got a piece of it.
Yeah, it's a big at bat. It's a big at bat for the Mariners. Situational hitting. You got to try to advance the runner to third here any way possible. A high fastball, just trying to stay alive. 0-2.
That one not close. The Twins and the Royals are tied 2-2 in the 9th inning in Kansas City. That's a big 4-game series. Remember, the Twins won last night to cut the Royals' lead to 3.5 in the Central. So a great opportunity for the Twins to show if they're the real deal. Just outside, a cutter that moved off the plate.
Good pitch. Just missed. A really good pitch right there by Jesse.
Tapped, and it's picked up by Febby. Fair ball. He throws, and Poe digs it out. So Zunino, when it's all said and done, gets the job done as he gets Miller over to third with 1 out.
Tell you what, the infielders have done a really good job of picking themselves up today with the bat throws. Kind of thought maybe that ball was going to go foul for a second, but Josh happened to field it right away. Looked like it would have gone foul, actually. But what a nice play by Steven right there, just to keep it in front of him and still get the out.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Wide phenomenon of Hello Kitty is now an Oakland A's bobblehead. Dressed in an A's jersey and wearing an elephant ears, 15,000 fans can pick up Hug the Hello Kitty bobblehead on Saturday, July 18th. Visit athletics.com/tickets today.
So Jesse Chavez leaves trailing 4-3. Gave up 2 two-run homers, and that's what cost him. No walks, 4 strikeouts. So he will not get his 5th win. Infield in as O'Flaherty faces Morrison. O'Flaherty has been tough on lefties. Lefties are 4 for 27 against him. That's a 148 average. So this is the spot you want, and got a righty warming up in the bullpen. It could just be one hitter. No.
Yep.
And this one's popped up. Shallow left. Canna is in. He's got it. And that's not nearly deep enough. So O'Flaherty does the job getting Morrison.
Let's see what Bob elects to do here. You got Cano on deck.
Scribner is the guy throwing, and he has not been up a real long time.
Now batting, number 16, Austin.
And O'Flaherty hasn't had a good success against the right-handers as he does the lefties. The righties are hitting 484 off of him, so got to be real careful here.
And this is Austin Jackson, who is 1 for 3. He singled in the first and then has grounded out twice. So big moment in the game. He's trying to keep it at just the 1-run deficit. And it's in for a strike to Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson will be a free agent at the end of this year. So he'll have some people going after him.
Nice block by Josh right there, sliding over. That was a tough pitch to block. Easily could have gone to the backstop. Looks like Eric comes in with that slurve, curveball down and in, and Josh slides over, uses the chest protector in his arm, keeps it right in front of him.
That's bounced towards Simeon, who has it, throws, and they get Jackson, and O'Flaherty does a very nice job. So a runner stranded at third. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Canna, Simeon, and Burns set to hit. It's a 4-3 Mariners lead.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
4-3, bottom of the 7th inning. So we got a new pitcher for the Mariners. It's Mark Lowe, who is having a very fine season. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Lowe comes in. He's become an important part of this bullpen. And he'll face Canna, Simeon, and Burns.
Mark's basically a 2-pitch pitcher. He's got that sinker he likes to keep down in the zone, get up to 94, and he backs it up with the slider. But his location, that's all he's telling me, is his location has been real good.
Here's the numbers for Jay Happ. 3 runs in 6 innings, no walks, and 5 strikeouts on 101 pitches. So he's got a chance for a win. A little bit outside, 2-0. Charlie Furbush, the oft-used left-hander. He pitches in just just about every game against the A's.
They've got some good arms in that bullpen too.
Since the last time we saw the Mariners, which was in early May, they have made quite a few changes to that bullpen, Xavi. Danny Farquhar, good reliever last year, minor leagues. They traded Dominic Leone. They traded Medina, Hervis Medina, hard-throwing right-hander. Those were all guys that were in that bullpen in the early part of May. Not anymore. Swing and miss. Lowe has become an important guy. Fernando Rodney, not the automatic closer anymore. Carson Smith has done some closing for them, so there are some changes in that bullpen.
Yeah, they've got a couple more arms too coming too on the way. Surplus of pitching, that's why you can get rid of it, because you have it.
They made other changes too. Ricky Weeks was released. They just designated for assignment Willie Bloomquist.
Yeah, I think the organization knows they need to make some changes. I mean, this team hasn't played up to its capability, but really it's the 9 players that are on the field that are responsible for it. I mean, you know, Lloyd's getting these guys ready to play on a day basis. Nelson Cruz has done his job in the 3-hole. The hitters just need to have better at-bats and do what they thought they were going to do when they signed these guys and put this team together. And they know it. The players know it. They know they haven't been playing good. They're not playing the type of ball that they want to play.
Two and 2 to Canna. Zunino setting up outside. And it's not a foul. But even the starters, Iwakuma has missed a lot of time. He's only made 3 starts this year. I mean, he was a pretty good number 2 starter. But very good. They have not had him. James Paxton, young left-hander, who's very talented.
Right.
He's on the disabled list, so they're missing him.
Their young guy, Taijuan Walker's been throwing the ball really well. He's starting to finally come around. I mean, he's had some ups and downs already, but he's throwing the ball real good right now.
So it's a team that has made some changes in the last 6 weeks. Swing and a miss with a high breaking ball. Maybe not where Lowe wanted it, but he'll take it. So Canna strikes out.
Yeah, I think as a manager, when you know your team's playing not to its capability, I think you're more worried about the effort that's being put forth by the players, and you know, they're getting their sleep at night and eating healthy meals and running hard to first. If the effort level is there, it's not fun losing, but you like to see it.
First pitch to Simeon is a strike.
You know, we've seen it with the A's all year. I mean, their effort levels.
Oh yeah,
that's there every single night.
Simeon, an RBI ground out and a single, so he's 1 for 2. Astros have taken the lead at Fenway. 10th inning. It's now 9-8. Pomeranz getting loose. And that one just missed.
I really do believe that the next 10 to 15 days for the A's is going to dictate a lot about transactions that happen later in the month or don't happen. The A's got some nice pieces that people want, and they need to find out if they're going to be competitive towards the end of this year.
In the air to center. Jackson's got room though, and he makes the catch. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, that second wild card, which we've seen now for a couple years,
now batting center fielder,
it can change an organization's thinking. Because all of a sudden your chances of getting to the postseason or being in contention got a little better shot.
Right. You got to think Houston too is going to come back to the pack. They're going to hit a lull at some point in the season where they're not playing good. And that's when the other teams in the division are going to have to play well and catch up. Texas has played a lot better this year. Angels are Pujols and Trout are doing their thing. I don't know if their pitching has been as good as they've wanted it to be.
But I think too, with that second wild card, both the teams that played in the World Series last year were wild card teams.
Yeah.
If you can just survive that play-in wild card game, well, then you're even with everybody else.
Yes. I love it. I love the second wild card.
I do too.
I think it's great.
I do too. I wouldn't mind seeing that first series be 3 games, but
I tell you what, that game last year with the A's and Kansas, that was one of the best games I have ever seen.
It is the ultimate do or die game.
And I was on the edge of my seat watching that thing.
But I do. I think the second wild card has been terrific.
You know, I think the A's were in position too, exactly what Billy wanted when he acquired John Lester. He had the lead, and he's been lights out in postseason, and he just was not able to shut the door. And Kansas City went on that miracle run. And that man was a big part of it too. Fun to watch.
Inside corner, strike 3 called. Burns, who does not argue very often, has a few words for Mark Wegner. But Lowe has a 3-up, 3-down inning with a couple of strikeouts. 8th inning coming up. For the A team, our broadcasters Catronio, Fossey, Chavez, and myself, we're going to get together, have an unscripted roundtable discussion about tonight's game. It's only on A's Post Game Live and 95.7 The Game after the game. So we'll sit down here in the TV booth and hopefully talk about a victory. It will be a come from behind victory. It's fun to get together for the A team. Friday night home game. Cano with a single into right field. First pitch. So Robinson Cano, a 3-hit night. The Mariners must be thrilled to see that.
Yeah, looks like down and in fastball. Robbie got that quick hands, quick swing. Turns on his hips and hits the ball to right.
Well, Bob Melvin doing everything he can to keep this a 1-run game, as Scribner's going to come in to face Cruz when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Introducing the all-new Summer Suite Special, available for select games. The Summer Suite Special includes an 18-person suite, 3 VIP parking passes, and a generous food package, all for only $990. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or visit athletics.com/summersuite.
Good-looking group there. Lots of green and gold. So here's Scribner, 2-1 with a 3.15 ERA in 38 appearances. So his job, get Nelson Cruz. Seager to follow, and then Smith. So Cano with the leadoff single here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, and Evan, there's no way, one way to attack Nelson. He doesn't really have any weaknesses. He can hit the fastball, hit the curveball. He's just got to make good quality pitches.
Fernando Rodney gets up. Runner goes. Throw to second base is not in time. It pops up out of the glove of Zobrist. So Cano with a big stolen base. So a little sneak attack there by Robinson.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
He got a good jump, though.
He did get a good jump. Josh would have had him there by plenty of time. Kind of one little hop, and Ben, ooh, he wants that one back. And you could tell he slaps his glove in frustration. He catches that. He runs into an out right there. So Ben frustrated with himself. He knew he should have made that play.
So now the runner's at second with nobody out. If you're Nelson Cruz and you're a cleanup hitter, you're not going to try to shoot the ball to the right side.
You know, late in the game like this, I wouldn't doubt if he did. Hey, he goes the opposite field pretty well anyway.
And he drives this one to right center. And Burns is going to watch it, and that one is gone. Right center field, Eric Chavez. You're right, he can go the other way. A 2-run homer, 6-3 Seattle. 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, not where Evan wanted it for sure. He wants that pitch back, but that's the 3rd home run tonight. 2 of them have been mistake pitches. This is an 0-2 pitch, kind of a cutter. And Nelson, I think he was looking just to go the other way. He wasn't trying to hit this ball out of the park. He's thinking, hit it to the right side. And he's strong enough. He doesn't need to try to hit it out. He can go opposite field anywhere. So he's one of the better prolific home run hitters we have. Burns the A's.
So here's Seager. Well, Evan Scribner's had a nice season, but there's one major issue. That is the 8th home run that he has allowed this year in 40 innings out of the bullpen. And that is an extremely high number. Cued fair down the third base line, and Seager's going to have a double. So single homer double here in the 8th inning. So number 21 for Nelson Cruz, tying J.D. Martinez and Mike Trout.
He's been quiet. I mean, he hit a home run the other night.
Now batting
down in San Diego, had a good night, but
Smith.
Well, 10 in April. He was so hot.
Yeah,
early.
he was. He put up some pretty good numbers.
He cooled off some. Still hitting over 300, but for the first series of the year here early on when these two teams met, he hit a couple of huge home runs late, and it helped the Mariners take 2 out of 3 from the A's.
That's what makes him such a good hitter. I mean, he's a 300. He's a power hitter. He can drive the ball out of all fields.
And Laurie comes in to grab it, throws, and Vogt digs it out. But Smith is able to get Seager to third. So Seager kind of waited to see how far Laurie was going to come in to grab that ground ball, and when he saw that he was in on the grass, 13, Seager took off for third.
Yeah,
so pretty good base run.
Seager should know too. I mean, that's the position he plays, so he's familiar with the type of balls that can get him over to third. the A's need to work on their throwing. They've made some throws tonight in the dirt, and fortunately enough, the infielders have picked each other up.
So here's Ackley, his first at bat. He takes a fastball right there for a strike. What you think with Nelson Cruz too? I remember when early on with the Rangers, he was very dangerous, but really streaky. Where if you caught him when he was hot, look out. But he could go 2-3 weeks a month where he just did not look good, almost like Trumbo is now.
Right.
But you don't see that quite as much with Cruz.
Right. Well, he's going to have the strikeouts, that's for sure. But with the batting average, 300, on base percentage, 370, he's really been a complete hitter. And last year, that year in Baltimore that he had with the 40 home runs, and just a special hitter. I mean, he's done it in the postseason. He's a proven hitter, and that's why Seattle signed him. I think they're pretty happy they did too.
1-2 pitch to Ackley, lays off the big curve. So now 2-2. Ackley trying to get Seager home, infield in. 5 hits between those two guys tonight. 3 for Cano, 2 for Cruz.
Yeah, he's been doing damage too without Robbie hitting. Robbie can get going.
Make a big difference.
Yep.
Ackley to Vogt. Pops off his glove. Fair ball. Throw to first. Not in time. Run comes in to score. It's 7-3. So Seager comes in to score, and I don't know if he was going to score if Vogt fields that clean. Let's see if he was running. See, he was not.
Yeah, he was waiting. Infield was in. He was seeing it through. Josh just could not come up with that in between hop. He played it right. He come in, you charge it. He just couldn't get it in the wicket. Try to recover right there, but Dustin stepping on Ben's foot.
See, it's an error on Vogt, which is the right call, but they gave him an RBI. See, I don't think that's an RBI because he came home. He broke for home after the miscue.
Right.
Miller hits one high in the air. That's hit well. Burns back at the wall, and that one is gone. Miller homers, and now it's 9-3.
And the Seattle Mariners have just come alive, unglued. 4 2-run home runs. And Evan just unfortunately making some bad pitches, and the Seattle Mariners just capitalizing in it. The balls hit tonight have not been cheapies. This is not an easy park to hit in, especially at nighttime, and some of these boys are making it look small.
So a 5-run 8th inning has kind of blown it open for Seattle. So Scribner, another home run allowed. Zunino skies one shallow center. Zobrist says, I got it. And he does. So 2 outs. Cruz's homer made it 6-3. Miller's homer made it 9-3.
Now batting.
So 4 home runs by the Mariners tonight.
Yeah, the last 2 games pretty much sums up the year for both of these teams. There's no consistency from night to night. Seattle absolutely offense was shut down yesterday after coming off a good series in San Diego. The A's look tremendous. The A's are playing good today, and all of a sudden the Seattle bats come alive, and the bullpen for the A's just can't get it done, and Scribner's just having a real tough inning right now.
Yeah, the bullpen ERA is going to take a beating tonight. Oh, 1 to Logan Morrison, 8th man to bat in the inning. It started with the Cano single. Flaherty came out of the game. high fastball. Morrison, a 2-run homer. That was in the 3rd. He's also popped out, grounded out, and hit a fly ball to left. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. So 5 runs for the Mariners. We go to bottom of the 8th inning. It's now Seattle 9 and the A's 3. Our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 9-13-0 for Seattle, 3-8-2 for the A's. The big 5 spot in that 8th inning kind of blew this game open. It was a 4-3 game. So Happ goes 6 innings and he left with the lead. 4 home runs for Seattle. That has been really the story in this game. Jesse Chavez leaves 4 earned runs, 6 in the 3rd innings. The Mariners, 2 hits last night total. Tonight, 13.
Yeah, they made up for it, that's for sure.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Charlie Furbush comes in. So Mark Lowe goes an inning with a couple of strikeouts. So Furbush, tough left-hander, facing Stephen Vogt.
Yeah, these are their at-bats too for the A's that can pile up during the course of a season where you just don't want to give away at-bats. You want to battle, make Charlie throw some strikes, try to get some runners on base, hit a couple 2-run homers up for themselves, and see what can happen.
Did you hit off Furbush?
I don't think so. But he does not look comfortable.
I was going to say, if you had, you probably would have remembered.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he'd be a tough at bat for a left-handed hitter. But you want to talk about, it looks like there's 4 arms and 4 legs coming at you with Furbush. He just,
a lot of knees, elbows.
Yeah, everything.
Low 3-quarter, throwing from behind Steven. Not a very comfortable at bat.
And just wild enough to make it even more interesting.
Effectively wild. He's got the high socks, kind of crossfires. The low 3-quarter.
But look at that. Everything comes at you.
Yeah. I mean, you really got to focus on just trying to pick up the ball and trying to forget about everything else that's going on in his motion.
1-2 pitch, a high fastball is skied down the right field line. It's Cano who makes the catch. Tough play, he handled it. So one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, looks like Lomo's going down the first base side. Just kind of loses it, throws his hands up in the air, and Robbie's got it the whole way. Covering some good ground.
So with 1 out, Zobrist steps in. Eleven consecutive A's hitters have been retired. So Happ finished strong, then Lowe, a perfect 7th inning. Furbush here in the 8th. Seager scoops up that short hop. 2 away. Angels beat the Rangers 8-2. Richards over Gonzalez. Garrett Richards on 9-5.
Yeah, you can see why Kyle's won a Gold Glove. I mean, he's got some good reactions, good soft hands. Comes through the ball, keeps the head down, gets the short hop. Throws it over to Morrison.
So Butler steps in and he takes a strike at the knees. Eric Ibar had 5 hits for the Angels. Calhoun had 4 RBIs. Josh Hamilton started for the Rangers. He went 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And the Astros beat the Red Sox 12-8 in 10 innings. The Astros had 17 hits. Astros keep rolling along. They're now 48-34. Houston has won 5 straight. Butler bounces at 5. Dan Straley started that game for the Astros, and he got a no decision. He was knocked out in the 5th inning. So the Red Sox can't get it rolling either. They're now 37-45, 8 games under 500.
It's still not completely out of it either.
No, it's not. It's not. Backhanded by Seager. Long throw in time. Side retired. So the bullpen's done a good job for the Mariners. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Charlie Furbush. So 9-3, the Mariners leading the A's. So unfortunate score in front of a sellout crowd tonight here at the O.co Coliseum.
Mariners started the fireworks early.
They sure did. Not the fireworks we were looking for. That's coming up after the game. So Scribner back out there. Here's Austin Jackson. The first pitch is hit high in the air to shallow right. So Reddick has it. So one away here in the top of the ninth. The Yankees got a walk-off home run from Brian McCann, a 2-run shot. They defeated the Rays 7-5.
Now batting, number 22.
Big win for the Yankees.
Robinson Cano.
Royals got a run in the bottom of the ninth and beat the Twins 3-2. So some walk-offs going on in the American League. With the Yankees winning and the Orioles losing, the Yankees are back in first place by themselves in the AL East, 43-37.
That division's going down to the wire.
I think it is too. I mean, the Red Sox are 6 games out.
Right.
So
one good month and they're back in it.
Exactly. That's Carson Smith. Big, tall right-hander who's pretty good. Cano swings and misses at a high fastball. He chased it. So 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. And that'll bring up Cruz. A couple of errors by the A's tonight.
Nelson Cruz.
Bringing their total to 79 now on the year. But the story is the long ball by Seattle. 4 home runs hit by the Mariners. Morrison, Smith, Cruz, and Miller.
None of them cheapies.
No cheapies in the Cruz home run was to right center. Morrison's was to right center. So was Miller's. Seth Smith a bit more to straightaway right field. Up the middle. Zobrist near the bag has it. Cruz in time. So Scribner with a 3-up, 3-down top of the ninth. We're going to the bottom of the ninth inning. Lots and lots of work to do for the A's.
From the Seattle Mariners, you got Morrison starting them off early with a 2-run home run, a changeup. Seth missed the right field on a fastball in, a pretty good pitch. Cruz on an 0-2 cutter, opposite field to right center, showing some good pop. And Brad Miller finishing it off with a deep fly ball to center field.
So 9-3, bottom of the ninth inning. Mariners flexing their muscles. They have not been a great offensive team this year, but they do hit home runs, and the A's found that out tonight. Carson Smith comes in. He's been doing some closing for the Mariners, and he's got really, really good stuff. Just 17 hits and 6 walks allowed in 31 innings. So this is a tough at bat for anybody. As Chris Taylor comes in.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
At
For the Athletics, number 28, Eric Sogard.
So Sogard will hit. He's going to hit for Fegley. So Smith's first pitch is in for a strike to Sogard. Laurie to follow, although Ike Davis has come out into the on-deck circle. Reddick will be after that. Rally caps are out, and we need them. Sogard on the year, hitting .253 with 20 RBIs. And he lines out in the left center for a hit. Jackson kicks it around, and Sogard thought about going to second but stayed. So hit number 9 for the Athletics.
Eric putting a good swing on this offering from Smith. Just a fastball running away.
For the Athletics.
You've seen Eric get to that inside pitch. He stays on the outside pitch and drives it into the gap. Austin having some trouble. There's no need to try to take second right there. Need base runners.
So here's the pinch hitter, Ike Davis. Davis .265. He's got 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. Missed again, and now it's 2-0. Carson Smith is a very tough at bat for a right-handed hitter. Bob Melvin probably wanting to get as many left-handed hitters in there against him as possible.
Yeah, believe it or not, Rodney's tougher on the lefties. He's got that Bugs Bunny changeup that
floats away from left-handed.
It's almost impossible to hit.
Good swing by Davis, out ahead of it a little bit. I think he got it right off the end of the bat. Furbush went 1 inning, 3 up, 3 down. So the Mariners bullpen has done a good job so far. Lefty into the bat. That's 90 miles an hour, but boy, it's got a lot of movement.
Late run. Gotta look for that pitch down and away. Try to drive it to left field.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So strikeout number 8 for Mariners pitchers.
Looks like he went with a backdoor slider. It's the only slider he's thrown so far tonight. That's a good one.
22.
Blocked up Ike. He didn't know what he was looking for right there. It's a good pitch.
So here's Josh Reddick, who is 1 for 3. He singled and scored in the second inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, and then struck out in the 6th. straight away for Reddick. And there's that slider, and it's on the outside corner. And the count even at 1-1. That'll be a hard pitch for a left-handed hitter to get a swing off on, because it really looks like it's outside.
Yeah, and his arm angle until he drops down a little bit. It's a tight slider.
And that's a base hit in the center field. So Reddick gets his second hit. And the A's have a 10-hit night.
It's a good swing. He went back to the fastball, and Josh has just been getting everything on the inside part of the plate. He stays inside, keeps his hands inside, drives it up the middle. Good approach.
So here's Canna. RBI single and a couple of strikeouts. Slider off the plate.
Yeah, this is an at-bat for Mark where you try to cut off half the plate. You look in and don't swing at anything away, or the opposite, and you can't cover the whole plate with this type of stuff. Fastball in and slider away.
That fastball runs in, so the count is now 2-0. Game 3 tomorrow afternoon. Kendall Graveman and Felix Hernandez. 12:30. Our coverage starts with A's pregame live. Graveman's been pitching terrific, and King Felix is King Felix. Fair down the left field line. Sogard's going to come in and score. Reddick digging for third, and they're going to wave him in, and he will score without a throw. So Canna has a 2-run double to make it a 9-5 game.
Yeah, looks like it comes back with a fastball in on the plate. Mark covers it, brings his hands in, just sneaks it by the diving Seager, driving in 2 runs. Josh coming around running hard. You like to see the A's not throwing away late at bats. They're still down 4
with 3 RBI night. That's Rick Waits, the pitching coach, former left-hander. Former left-handed pitcher, I should say. He's probably still a left-hander. Usually that doesn't change. So Rodney gets up for the second time. So the A's making some noise here in the ninth. Still a ways to go, but string together a couple more hits, and you always kind of shoot for getting the tying run in the batter's box.
Yeah.
First pitch to Simeon on the ground, right to Miller, who fires it across to get Simeon for the second out. So Simeon heads back to the dugout. He's 1 for 4 tonight with an RBI.
Now batting center fielder, number 1.
And it's up to Billy Burns to keep the game going. The A's would need 2 more hits to get the tying run to the plate. In the dirt, nice play by Zunino, who's pretty quick back there, moves around.
I think if you're Billy, you take a strike right here, make him throw a strike, and force him to come over the plate.
Missed again, 2-0.
Now you definitely do it. Need runners on any way possible.
One hop to Miller, quickly to first, and that's the ball game. So the A's get a couple of runs in the ninth, but still come up well short, as the Mariners use the long ball tonight to even up this series at a game apiece. Seattle hits 4 home runs, and Jay Happ gets the win, and Jesse Chavez gets the loss. It took 2 hours and 52 minutes in front of a sellout crowd tonight, 35,067. Final score, Mariners 9 and the A's 5. You've been watching A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Chris Townsend and Pip Roberts starts right now.